I'm Captain Prince Kofi Amoabeng, retired. About a year ago, we launched the PK Amoabeng Leadership Foundation. This is because Africa's problems is simply a result of lack of the right leadership. We all talk about the abundance of resources in Africa, and yet Africa is going nowhere. And the talk is enough. We must now create a kind of leadership that has a different mindset, African leader with revolutionized mindset, that will think differently and approach things differently. And there's so much talk, we now have to act. At PK Amoabeng Leadership Foundation, what we try to do is to create leaders, not so much emphasis on education and building capacities, but on the values of the leaders that we have. Values that are different from the cultures from which we are brought up and we are raised, but values that ensure development and values that typically ensure that there's respect for everybody. And therefore, we also crafted a whole lot of programs how to bring out this leadership, especially in the next generation. So we've targeted tertiary institutions, young entrepreneurs, companies and managers in the middle class. And our flagship program is the PK Amoabeng Scholars Program. We started this program last year, and we chose initially 20 people from 1,500 applicants. And these scholars were initially inducted into the program, and they've so far been to the Jungle Warfare School in Achasi to expose them to military life, to see how military leadership is actually executed and impacts on people's lives, where they learned a bit of bonding and endurance and survival and things like that. After that, we put them through all sorts of programs, boot camps, lectures, seminars, courses. The important thing is that when they come out at the end of a year, we want to find leaders who love people and respect people and want to actually ensure that people's lives are better. Because Africa is too much about what I can get for me and my people and for the small clique of people around me, or my party people, or my tribe people. That is not the kind of leader that we need in Africa. So we have the foundation actually putting a lot of monies and resources into all these programs. And the call here is that we want you to join us through your support, either cash or in kind or any form, to enrich the values of or the standard of the leaders that we create. These leaders may not have the impact on the society now, and probably the impact will be when I am gone. But at least I can die peacefully and say that I did something to change the narrative about the African leader. Because to be an African leader, you must understand who the African is. I think the problem is that most people don't even understand who the African is. The African is put in the best part of this world, where there's abundance, and therefore we've developed cultures and traditions around the abundance that we have. And some of these things are the fact that we don't keep time, we don't respect the next person, because we didn't need to respect the next person because we were self-contained, because we didn't need to keep time because everything was there for us. And if you understand the African, then you can actually guide its people and lead them into development. As a person, I've had highs and lows throughout my whole life, from secondary school through the army and into business and entrepreneurship. And I have experienced the African at work. I started after the military with my experience of 15 years in doing business and entrepreneurship. And then started a financial service institution in 1997 with a staff of 3 and with virtually no capital, at most about $20,000. And we're able to build this into a conglomerate which included a bank, all within a period of about 11 years. And the capitalization of the company in 2008 was $90 million from a figure of $20,000 in 1997. And not only did we create a bank, we created UT Properties, UT Logistics, UT Private Securities, UT International, as in Lagos, Nigeria, and South Africa, amongst others. It can be done in Africa, and it takes a special leadership who is selfless and thinks about the people and knows how to lead the people and coach these people to be good citizens and therefore deliver for their country. It is my desire to give everything that God has made me experience on this earth back to the system. So my leadership trail from military to business has all been captured in books that I've written. There's a book, the first book is the UT Story, Volume 1, Humble Beginnings, followed by UT Story, Volume 2, which is creating a winning team or building a winning team. And there's yet a third book coming, which is the UT Bank, The Rise and Fall of the UT Bank. All these are supposed to leave the right legacies for the next generation so they can do what is right and not repeat what is wrong. And in addition to that, we use the foundation to actually teach the principles of good leadership in the youth and also in the next generation and in businesses. I said, this is just the beginning. I have hope in Africa. We can get it right if we attack it properly. And I invite all of you to come on board so that we can create the kind of leaders who can change the narrative of the African or the narrative of the Ghanaian at least. And your support is much needed. I do not have all the answers, but I know that if we create an African leader with the right values and the right respect for everybody and systems and processes and institutions and not be selfish and myopic and short-sighted, Africa will find its best clothes to put on. PK Amoabeng Leadership Foundation is already enjoying the support of some prominent Ghanaians who think likewise, that the future of Africa can be changed if we have the right leadership. And we have people like my big brother Sam Jonah, Mr. Moafi-Abua, Mr. Tichia Apia, Tuahin Jima, and a whole lot of people who are giving their support to ensure that what we've embarked on can actually be achieved. And we ask all of you to come on board in one way or the other to give us necessary support. And we thank all those who have been along with us and their contributions and things and support. And we need more to improve the quality of the leaders that we can create to change the story in Africa.